What's going on, guys? TK coming at you, and just want to talk strategy because if you've been watching my videos and you know anything about um, previous conversations, I try to spitball in a general fashion in terms of what could make sense, what may not make sense, where I'm at, um, what I'm trying to accomplish. A lot of times things don't work out, but it's an open conversation that you can either dismiss or take something from it. So someone responded to one of my YouTube videos, and I drew an analogy based on insurance, the concept of insurance. I said, no car insurance, no worries. And then I take it this person watched the video and said, well, what the hell does this have to do with car insurance when you mentioned it? And I drew an analogy to insurance as a policy in terms of coming up with a different financial strategy than what you've been taught in school. So having alternative means to secure your financial future outside of stocks, outside of traditional savings, to actually bet long on gold, silver, Bitcoin, real estate holdings, as opposed to traditional savings, traditional stocks, traditional 401k type investments. So what I labeled as an insurance policy is the long-term bet of alternative forms of currency being stronger than the fiat currency that people tend to put all their eggs in, or the fiat basket that people are comfortable with. So I think there's a lot of people in the mindset that there never will be a challenge to the dollar hegemony, that the US dollar will forever remain the world reserve currency and never will be challenged. And if there's some validity to that, time can only tell, but I rather have an insurance policy, a financial insurance policy, where I'm implementing other forms of currency to go alongside my traditional savings. So if you say that everything is credit, then fiat currency and plastic credit being issued from a private corporation go hand in hand, and they're interchangeable. So if you zero out your credit cards, utilize fiat and credit as one, then come up with the physical savings of around 10,000 for your traditional accounts, and then you get into buying gold and silver and putting it in a safe, and then you get into a cold storage solution for Bitcoin in terms of my son's college fund, and a hot wallet storage solution in terms of an alternative 401k, and then having a Bitcoin debit card so that when you need access, you have access. And then you put all of that together as one, it becomes a policy. It becomes the concept of insurance. It becomes a different form of financial medium that you can use if you need to use it, because you can dip into your gold, your silver, your Bitcoin, or your real estate holdings and leverage it in lieu of just having cash, or just having a savings account, or just having traditional investments. So that is the explanation to the person who questioned what car insurance has to do with financial strategy and why I mentioned them together. It's the concept of insurance, and it's the idea that you want to have something other than a traditional savings account to help you in the long run So you're thinking long term, you're thinking strategically, you're thinking about implementing things that can set you up for a better future. And then you're planning, 5 years out. You're making decisions today that will affect your future 5 years from now. You're actually setting aside what you hope will pay off later on down the line. And that's what I look at this concept as. So I'm just explaining it, hopefully in better detail, because no one understood my analogy.